What is going on, everybody? Chris here, and today I'm going to tell you about my Anker SOLIX E10 and how it has saved me from multiple power outages, even though I've only had it for a few months. Now, out where I live, it is absolutely beautiful, lots of trees and nature, but the grid is not really kept up all that well, and so we often lose power out here, sometimes for days at a time. Now, in the summer, when we lose power, it's pretty uncomfortable because there's no air conditioning, you get pretty hot, but it's not all that dangerous until you start getting into the multi-day outages where you can overheat and even lose the food in your fridge. But the winter is a whole nother story, and losing power in the winter for even just a few hours can be extremely dangerous because your house can cool down, you can freeze, your pipes can burst, and all kinds of crazy things can happen. Well, just a few weeks after I had my Anker E10 installed, that also has a generator that can use gasoline, natural gas, or propane to keep me powered, we had a massive ice storm that had power out for hundreds of thousands of people around me, including our house. Now, these ice storms are even more intense. If you saw my last video, I was actually sliding down this hill that I'm standing on now because there was ice everywhere. You can't really leave your home because you can't drive on the roads, and even the guys out there trying to fix the power lines for you, they have to be careful themselves. They can't really get to the power lines or fix them until the ice storm calms down. But because I had the Anker SOLIX E10 installed, it was able to fully back up and power my geothermal heating and cooling system. And the best part about it is my geothermal never even turned off. The switch to the Anker SOLIX E10 was so fast after the grid went down that my geothermal had no idea anything even happened, and it just kept running like normal. Now, there's a few really cool things about this system that allowed that to happen. So if you look over here in the back, this is my stack of inverter on the top and 2 batteries on the bottom. So as of right now with my system, I have 12 kilowatt hours of power. Each of these batteries down here is 6 kilowatt hours each, and you can expand this all the way up to 90 kilowatt hours, which is insane. Y'all also know that I love solar, and you can have solar integrated into this, and I do have solar integrated. You can see it coming off right here. I will show you my setup in a little bit. And with the combination of solar and your backup generator, you have seemingly infinite power because on a day like today where the sun is out, my battery can charge up and power my appliances inside just based off the solar power there. If there's no solar power or I'm using a ton of power and this is running low, my generator can automatically kick on as soon as the battery hits a designated percentage, which I've set up. And because the battery can take the full power out of the gas generator, there's no idling, there's no wasted energy, which makes this up to 5 times more efficient than using a generator to directly power your home. Now, that ice storm I was talking about, the power was out for about 12 hours. And that entire time, the Anker SOLIX E10 powered my house, kept it warm, and because of my extremely efficient geothermal system and the really good insulation I have in my house, we never even ran below, I think, 50% in that ice storm, and this battery kept us warm and powered the entire time. Now, one thing that is really special about the Anker SOLIX E10 setup and how it can keep my geothermal running or a normal AC unit, which is what most people have, of course, is that it has really high ability for LRA, locking rotor amps, and one battery setup can do up to 120 LRA, with 2 or more batteries doing 155 LRA. And in certain setups, I think you need 2 inverters and more batteries, but you can get up to 275 LRA, which is kind of unheard of in these battery setups. This is one of the things they struggle with, is the startup power needed for something like an AC unit. And a lot of times you have to get like a soft start for your AC unit and get all this other hardware and set it up so that it'll actually work. But the Anker SOLIX E10 is powerful enough to handle almost all of those setups natively. Now, the ice storm power outage was pretty cool. I was very happy that the batteries were able to back us up, but I had a second power outage that lasted for about a half a day. And it was a much more dire situation where if I didn't have this gas generator, we would have lost power despite having these batteries. So there's a few ways you can have this set up, which we're going to talk about in terms of how it outputs power, how it saves you money, how it's storing its power. But what I'm doing right now is I'm doing self-powered mode. So pretty much any time the battery is above 15%, it's going to use its own capacity to power whatever it can in my house. And that means I don't have to pull from the electric company. It saves me a few bucks. Instead of paying the electric company for their electricity, I use it from the battery. Whenever there's solar, when the sun gets a little more over here, the panels will charge this up or directly power my house. Again, I'm trying to avoid using the grid. But the problem with that is, if you look at my screen right now, my power station battery is at 15%. So if the power goes out right now, that means I only have 15% of my battery, and on my geothermal system, 15% would probably last me somewhere in the range of 30 to 60 minutes, just depending on a lot of factors. And that actually happened in the last outage we had, where the battery was down to about 20% left and the power went out. But what is so cool is this generator, I put rec fuel in there so it can stay stored. I don't have to change it out. I don't have to run this as often to kind of exercise it and all of that. This automatically kicked on and started charging the battery because my settings are set up so that it will automatically charge the battery up if the power's out and the battery's below a certain percentage. And so you can see right here, I have a few different things set up. My must-have circuits, my ventilation and my geothermal, those are gonna run all day until this battery hits 0. Those will never be cut off. Under that, I have my nice-to-have circuits, which is my water heater. So hot water is great, but it's not a necessity. And so if my battery is below 50%, this is not going to power the water heater. If the battery's above 50%, it will power the water heater and we'll have hot water. And that can happen if the generator's running, or if the solar panels are pumping out a lot of solar, or we just have extra juice from the day before that we haven't used yet, my water heater will run. And then below that, I have my auxiliary heat, which is like an emergency backup heat that geothermal systems will use, a few days per year in the winter. And it just pulls way too much power. Now I do want to talk a little more about the smart generator, because for me, this is what made this really special. Like I said, we lose power all the time. And the problem is geothermal can run for extended periods of time, especially if it's really hot or really cold. It can run pretty much all day, somewhere around the 2 to 5 kilowatt mark, and it'll just do that continuously all day. Now it's very efficient and the electric rate is really good. So you end up saving a lot of money versus, you save a little money versus natural gas, but you save a ton of money versus propane. And you also save a ton of money versus a traditional AC unit that's pulling that electricity. But the problem is, because this wants to pull power continuously for long periods of time, solar's great. It definitely adds power, gives me some free energy into this system, but it's not quite enough, especially if I'm running this at night in the winter when it gets really cold. I need something else to keep this running in emergencies, and that is what this gas generator is good for. Now, I've said it before, I can't believe I'm talking about a gas generator on this channel. I used to have one before we got our other home battery system, and I actually got rid of it because once I got my home batteries and solar, I never needed it again for that side of the system. But this side, this has already saved me, like I told you one time. And in the winter, when we don't have much sun in Michigan at all, I mean, we can go 4, 5, or 6 weeks straight with really no sun coming through. Having this for an emergency backup, I always like to have backups for my backups. So this is my primary backup. It's pretty much what's always going to run the house. But this secondary backup that will back up my backup is huge to have. And if I need to pour some gas in there, boom, I can do that. So you can see here, I currently have 39% fuel. I had more than that, but I actually had to use this in the last outage because my battery was dead, which was kind of my fault, but the power outage was really random. There was no storm or anything. It just kind of went out. And you can control everything about this gas generator from the app. I didn't have to come out here. I didn't have to be near it. All I had to do was go in here. I could slide to start, although it auto started itself. But once I was done with it, once I said, all right, the battery has enough power, I'm gonna let the solar take over, I came in here and I slid on the screen just to turn it off. You can see how much power I've generated, 7.1 kilowatts. I've run it for 2 hours total so far, and I've had it set up for about 76 days. Now, generators need to be exercised. They need to run. You can't let them sit there and let the gas get stale. You need to change the oil and stuff. But you have exercise mode, which can automatically, once a month or every other month, whatever you wanna do, run this thing for 20 or 30 minutes, or you can just do it manually. So I have this set up in my app, so every once in a while it just pops up a notification and it says, hey, you should exercise it. Now, the really cool part of this software is Storm Guard, where when a storm is coming, the Anker SOLIX E10 will fully charge itself up so that it is ready for the storm if it knocks your power out. When I talk about my battery not being charged, there was no storm. During that time, it was a clear sunny day. There wasn't even any wind, and the power just went out for half a day for no reason. And that's why in that instance, Storm Guard didn't trigger. But for the ice storm, Storm Guard did ensure that our battery was fully charged before the storm started. Now, what's really cool about this system is, as set up, it can output 7.7 kilowatts continuous all the way until the battery is dead. But if you have a bigger, heavier load that needs to get pulled off of this, for up to 90 minutes, the system can actually output 10 kilowatts. Now, that is a huge amount of power, and you will not find many systems that can turbo that for even 15 or 20 minutes. And the fact that this can do 10 kilowatts for up to 90 minutes is quite insane. Now, in Michigan, we are no longer allowed to store these types of batteries inside. The Anker SOLIX E10 is built to live outside. With UL 9540 and UL 9540A certification, plus weather-resistant hardware designed for outdoor conditions, the Anker SOLIX E10 can stand up to almost anything. Now, while my setup is only powering my geothermal along with my water heater and a few other small things, this setup did fully replace my 200 amp panel. Depending on how it's installed, the Anker SOLIXPower dock supports up to 200 amp grid connection for whole home coverage. My setup is customized for my geothermal, ventilation, and water heater just because of how my house is set up. But if you have a normal house like most people that just has one panel, that entire panel can be covered. Now you can see my system right here. Really nothing is going on. The sun needs to move a little bit more past the trees to really hit my solar panels enough to get some energy. And my geothermal isn't even running because it's a really mild day. And most of the time, unless it's really hot or really cold, my geo doesn't even need to run. The house kind of takes care of itself. But I hear you. What am I going to do? I don't lose power all that often. It's nice to have a backup, but what is this good for when the power is not going out all the time? And one thing that is huge here is switching from self-consumption, which I kind of switch between these two, to time of use mode. Now I have this set up. I'm going to switch it right now for you if I can actually click the button. So we are on time of use mode right now, and you'll see in just a minute here, the system right there will start charging itself up. So it's pulling energy from the grid because right now my rates are the cheapest they're going to be. We are at off-peak rates right now for electricity. And so what the battery can do, the way it's set up right now, is it will charge itself from the grid and from solar, if solar is available, to get itself up to 100%, and it will just sit there and wait until electricity gets expensive. Once electricity gets expensive, then it will switch modes and it will only output energy. It won't pull from the grid anymore. And this way you can avoid those higher, more expensive electric fees by using this off-peak, on-peak mode so that it will offset your expensive electricity costs and only pull from the grid when your energy is cheapest. So personally, I switch between these modes just because I'm a nerd and I like to play with all the different settings and stuff. And depending on the day and the temperature and a bunch of other factors, sometimes it's better for me to do self-consumption. Sometimes it's better for me to keep it in time of use. But if I didn't want to mess with it overall, if I just didn't want to think about it, I would put it into time of use and I would never touch it again and just let it control itself. But sometimes what this leads to is the battery fills itself up and then my solar can't do anything. So I really want my solar to do as much as it can because that's 100% free electricity. Whereas when I import from the grid, it does cost less, but it costs me something because when I pull from the grid, it costs me more than when I avoid using the grid. Now here we are later in the day and you can see my solar panels are collecting power absolutely free. Now, as I said, it's a pretty mild day, so we don't need a whole lot of AC, but isn't it so cool the future we live in where we can just control everything from our phones? All I have to do is hop over here, turn my air conditioning down a couple notches, and bam, everything is going to turn on. And you can see here that I am not using the grid at all. The Anker SOLIX E10 is fully powering my air conditioning, which just started running, along with about half of that being supported by the solar energy coming in. Going through this summer and barely needing to use the grid during the day because I'll be getting the most solar at that time and that's when the air conditioning will be running the most is going to be pretty amazing. Now here is my current solar setup. It's not the prettiest thing, although I do kind of like it. It has some kind of charm to it. And these are the benefits that you get when you don't have an HOA. You can kind of do whatever you want. But you can see I've put these solar panels up here and I've just tied them to my fence basically, and I've given them a little structure with some wood on the bottom, and I give them a little leg so they're not just dangling and pushing off of the fence, so they have some support on the ground. I have more work I want to do on this to make it more like permanent and official, but this is what I have set up. And as you can see here, even though they're pretty much covered in shade because the sun is over here behind these trees, we're just creeping up there. We're now getting 70 watts of solar, which is not very much, but this will peak somewhere over 1 kilowatt when the sun is in a better position, and it can sustain that 1 kilowatt for several hours each day if there's of course no clouds or anything. But having a setup like this is literally free energy. Yes, you pay for the equipment and everything, but once you have it and you set it up, every second that these are generating energy for you, that is free energy flowing into your battery, which is flowing into your house, which is powering the things in your home, and that's less money that you're going to pay on your electricity bill. So in just a few months that I've had the Anker SOLIX E10, it saved me from multiple power outages and has been an amazing addition to my home. I'm extremely happy with the app, with the solar setup, with the backup gas generator. Not that I love using gas, but to have that option to use whenever I want, even though I don't really need to use it most of the time, has been awesome. And the bonus of being able to control everything from the app and not actually have to be near the generator is really nice as well. Now, the last thing, the main question I got in my last video is what is the cost? And it's not very easy to answer because everyone's setup is different. And this is another thing that I really like about the Anker SOLIX E10 is you can get a setup that is right for your budget. And if you decide later it's not big enough, you can easily add on to that setup. So as I am right now, I have 2 batteries, 1 inverter, and I would really like 1 or 2 more batteries. And if I want to do that, I don't need the electrician to come back out. I don't need anything fancy to happen. I can just order 1 or 2 batteries when they get here, pull the inverter off, put the batteries on, put the inverter back on, I'm done. I can do it in probably 15 minutes. The batteries are a little heavy, but you know, I could do it, maybe get a friend to help me pick them up. But there's no dangerous or complicated wiring. It's just super simple to do. So the best thing to do is use my link down below, check out the system, build a system for yourself, look at some prices. If you think it's a little too expensive, you can get a slightly smaller system because you can always easily size up later. So get prepared for this storm season, use my link down below, get those exclusive discounts, and huge thank you to Anker for sponsoring this video.